100 for the side-by-side for the fair portion. We would only need to supplement about 17.5 to 17.8 out of that 21.
My question is, we've already approved our notice of hearing for county budget supplement, and I'm looking, I don't see anything on the fair on here.
Being new, I was not aware of the process. When was it published?
Wonder if that was going to come out of our...
This was last week's meeting.
So my question for either Kathy or Larry are...
I don't think we can make any changes to that.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all the money's been spoken for in contingency, I'm pretty sure, too, so...
Even the revenue that wasn't accounted for when we created the revenue opportunity in April of this year?
I don't know, but...
Okay. Because this was new revenue and new expense that was not part of the budgetary process. So when we talked about offsetting, we were going to try to run as lean as we could, so that way we didn't have to ask for as much in credit card fees and just use the additional revenue pool that was generated out of the program, which I don't know how it could have been spoken for because it wasn't revenue that was realized in the original forecast.
So if we don't do that budget supplement for 17, whatever you said...
We'll be over by about 16.5 to 17,000, roughly.
Over budget.
Correct, but we'll have roughly 28,000 in additional revenue that was not forecasted. Because these were designed to be revenue neutral, and in this case, the revenue that was generated from the credit card fees and the ticket fees actually exceeded the actual expense.
It sounds like our hands are tied,
yeah,
and because of the fact that we've already advertised our notice of hearing for, again, I don't see it in here unless I'm missing.
I was not aware that that's when that happened, so I was not aware to request that.
And I don't see anything under just contingency or anything that might be able to, for it to fall under unless someone else does, but I don't see it.
No,
So
the hearing is set for the 27th of December.
Right.
So the hearing hasn't been yet, so therefore we couldn't make an amendment to that change because it's got to be published for a certain time prior to that?
Right.
Yeah, it's because of the publication.
Okay, that's, the publication's the problem.
And a request be made at the hearing.
It's more of a Max question, but I would guess that you just can't advertise one little thing.
That's why we had to do it last week.
Then load it down with other stuff, so I think public has the right to know.
So unfortunately, we won't be able to supplement the budget for that 17,000, and that would take away your ability to be able to pay half of the side-by-side, so.
Well, I would just like it noted for the record that the revenue that was generated exceeded the additional overage.
Right. So at this point, I guess if Kurt wanted to just pay for it all out of his budget, if he felt that he could afford it, and then maybe in next year's budget you could reimburse him something. I don't know how we could work that out.
I'm not sure how that would work.
But at this point, I think we'll have to just let Kurt know if he wants to purchase it before the end of the year, that he would have to run it.
So the meeting is set for what date?
27th.
27th, which is 2 weeks from today?
That's correct.
And the publication requirements are 14 days, 2 weeks?
I think we have to advertise it twice.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it had to be done last week, I remember Max saying that.
That wouldn't give us enough time to advertise it twice within the 2 weeks before the meeting?
Well, we'd have to start over, and today is what, the 13th?
The 13th.
And,
start the process all over.
Yeah.
Okay. Then probably not then.
Yeah. And Max may have a solution. There may be other accounting ways that can be handled, but...
Yeah, because you couldn't make it by tomorrow's publishing date, so then that'd be next Wednesday, the 21st, and then 2 weeks would take you into the new year, so...
It wouldn't happen then. Fair enough. We'll chalk that up
Yeah,
to
when
lesson
Max
learned.
gets back, see what we can do.
What, if anything, yeah.
Well, just wanted to reflect the fact that we had accounted for that, and barring that expense would have come in under budget, so.
In reality, the money's there, it's just, won't be able to supplement the budget for this year, and
Fair enough.
we'll learn from that next year, act a little sooner, and,
Well, we discussed the importance of staying in budget, so.
yep, exactly.
All right, so is our folk commission, that's an acceptable explanation for why we'll come in over budget?
Yes.
Okay. And I will know, December 1st, my first lesson. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time.
Thanks,
Anything
Derek.
else?
Okay.
Thanks, Derek. Thanks, Derek.
Have a good day, guys.
See you Wednesday
See you
night.
Wednesday.
Do you have anything else to come before the Brown County Commission today?
You want to know something about parking, just so...
Okay, going back to our topic earlier.
Yep, okay, so, and I said, geez, this looks familiar, it's because I helped rewrite it a year or two ago, and forgot all about it, but so...
We were talking about parking out at the fair, weren't we?
We were, yeah, and this was kind of part of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so if you're on a county highway outside a business or residential district, you can't park on the improved part of the road if it's practical to park off that. So that doesn't appear to apply here in any way. What we're talking about is a residential or business area, probably. Okay, so that one doesn't. You can't park a vehicle where you don't leave at least 20 feet on the other side of it for unobstructed travel. Well, that's probably not going to be an issue here either. I mean, there's enough space between either side of the road for 20 feet.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know about
their
that.
argument would be is,
Stretch.
coming in from the east, there's a stop sign, and the cars park on the east side of that road. So some of those cars would park probably 20 feet within that stop sign. So that would probably fall under that, the way I'm reading that, because if you're coming from the east, hit the stop sign, there's a pickup set right on the right-hand side of that stop sign. It should be at least 20 feet.
You can't see to the north.
No, what this is saying is if you park here, and here's the curb, there's got to be at least 20 feet from the side of the car over to the curb so that you'd have room to travel through there. That's that one. So you're thinking about, just think about the street, cars on both sides, how much space is in the middle for travel? If it's less than 20 feet, then you're in violation. I think it probably is more. But there's some more here. Now, you can't park wherever you put a sign. So if you want to put a sign all along there for whatever reason, you can do that. And it would be the highway department along with the concurrence of the Brown County Sheriff's Office. So it appears your intent is to make it a public safety issue. If it's a public safety issue and the sheriff says, yeah, it's a public safety issue, and the highway department says it is, then the highway superintendent can put up the signs. Or I suppose you can correct them too. Disability doesn't really count. And here's some other ones. Within 15 feet of a hydrant doesn't apply. 15 feet of a crosswalk probably doesn't apply. 30 feet from a flashing sign or a highway stop sign probably doesn't. 20 feet from the entrance of a fire station on one side of the road and 75 feet on the other side, or where there's a no parking sign. So, to me, it seems like probably your best bet is just put no parking signs up there and have the sheriff and the highway folks go up there and look at it and see if they would be making a recommendation that for reasons of public safety, that's what ought to happen. So, I think that's...
Yes, we can if we want to, that's the deal.
You can if you want to. Yep. So, mull it over and see if you want to.
I don't think Dirk wants to make that decision.
Nope.
Just gathered that today.
That's where I always park.
Well.
But I could park somewhere else. No, I mean, we ride motorcycle up there quite often, on a Sunday afternoon, for example, and we all park on that side of the road, which is for the street, so.
Well, does everybody see it's a problem up there, or just certain people?
I guess this is the
I think
first...
according to Dirk, there's kind of two sides.
Sounds like there's a mix, yeah.
It's unfortunate that, I see some of the danger areas with the stop sign setting just to the south of that. As those people come out, and there's a pickup parked there, too close stop sign. It's hard to see to the north, so I'm not so sure that maybe a sign parked between signs would be adequate instead of no parking. In other words, put the sign down further from that stop sign, so when you come from the east, you can actually see out to the north. That's the only obstruction you're gonna have is by that stop sign from the east coming east. If there's a pickup parked right on top of that stop sign, 5 feet from it, you'd have to almost pull out to see what's coming from the north, so.
A lot of times you see a sign, no parking from here to corner.
Right.
And put one, 20 feet north or 25
Right.
feet north of that intersection.
Right.
And let them park to the north of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's an option I look at too, because I understand their concern
Yeah.
with the vehicles parking right on top of that stop sign. When kids would walk across
I think
there,
Dwayne got the solution there.
I
No
think if
parking
you,
from here to corner.
Right.
Yeah.
That might fix it.
that's an option for us,
Gary, can maybe you get a hold of the sheriff and Dirk both and see if they think that would be a workable solution?
No parking between, sorry?
No
No
parking
parking.
from here to corner.
Okay.
So
Put it about
it'd be on the
20
east
feet
side.
or so, whatever.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
east side, north of that intersection.
Okay, sure.
And if they both agree that that's a workable solution, then we can act on that in the next
Sounds
couple
good.
weeks and approve it or whatever we need to do.
Also, a quick note, while we were in session, I received a note from Cliff Rhodes, Welfare Director, that he did come last December and you approved new rates at that time, and he has attachments with the survey that they did, and then the new rates that were approved last year, so I'll get those to you
Yeah, I'd like to
after
see
the
those.
meeting.
Yeah, if you could email those.
And they
That's
typically do, it says, around 15 to 20,000 per year in burial cremations. They've done 11 so far this year in terms of number.
Oh, okay.
Just in our,
Yeah, I'd like to see those numbers, so.
So I'll
Be
get that
comparing to
off.
these.
I'll get that off to you.
Okay.
So there's 11 for 2016, for the year 2016.
That's 11 so far this year.
Do we have anything else to come before the commission? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Sutton. We are adjourned.
Here's
All
my
in favor,
name's
say
gonna be in
aye.
there. Aye.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
now
had
we
to
are.
do a lot of
I get a little ahead of myself.